Hey everybody, my name's Aaron. I'm a sales tech here at Nagios Enterprises, and I'd like to welcome you to this series on the Core Config Manager. It's a super powerful feature in Nagios XI, and this initial video is going to go over the background and how it works and why it works the way that it does. You don't necessarily need to know that to be good at monitoring with Nagios XI, so if you'd like, you can skip right ahead to the next video in the series where we'll talk about a specific tool. But if you'd like to learn the background and get into it in depth, stay tuned. We'll talk about that. All right, so here's what you need to know. Nagios XI is built on top of a product called Nagios Core. And you'll see it here when we're talking about restarting Nagios Core. And when we talk about the Core Config Manager, what we're really talking about is managing the configuration files for Nagios Core. So when we take a look at Nagios Core, it's a super powerful monitoring engine, but it does present a couple of challenges. So what it does is it works off of configuration files. Now these are flat text files. They are accessible and modifiable through the command line. And what it does is it reads its configurations as it's starting, and then it reads those into memory, and then that's how it monitors. In order to make a change in Nagios Core, you would come into this flat text file on the command line, you'd find the thing you'd want to change or you'd want to add, you save it, you stop Core, you restart Core, and now you're monitoring that thing. For newbies and for monitoring fairly large environments, it's a little unwieldy. There's a super high learning curve and it's just tough to manage all of those hosts at once. What we have done is we have introduced a database that goes in between Nagios XI and Nagios Core that stores not only the configurations we'd like to write, but also previous sets of configurations that we have used previously, and this is a huge benefit. What we can do is we can take a look at all of the config files. So if we were just to go ahead and write the configs, what the database has done is it has taken the set of configurations it has stored and it has written all of those config files. So it has written all of those files that basically look like this. If you were to go to the command line of your Nagios XI installation, you would find all of these files because Core is still going to read them into memory when it's restarted and then monitor on the basis of those files. So we could restart Core, it's going to read all that into memory, and away we go. So that's really the benefit. Now, here's the important thing that we have to know. When we would make a change, so let's say we're going to add a service, and I'm going to add a service that I know specifically isn't going to work. And this will be instructive because we'll hit save. I've just made a change in the Core Config Manager, and what that has done is it has made the change to the database, but we have yet to change the engine. We haven't written those config files and restarted the engine. So what we do is it has given us the change detected, apply the configuration for new changes to take effect. We go over here and we apply this configuration. Now this is going to fail. We're going to get a red error message, and that's actually useful. So what we did was we stopped Core, we wrote new configs, including one that was not going to work, and then we attempted to restart Core. So here's the benefit. Monitoring engine configuration files have been rolled back to their last known good checkpoint. So we're still monitoring. We haven't let that bad configuration slow us down. It's great because if you were to make a change on the command line and have an error in there, it may be harder to track down. Here's the other thing that you can do is you can take a look, and here are these snapshots. Snapshots are pictures of configs. So it is the complete stored history of the configurations and configuration changes. So if we've got this config error, well, we don't have to use it. We can go here and we're going to restore this from the database. What's going to happen? It's going to write all of those files, and then when we apply the configuration, it's going to restart Core with the new files, and we're good to go. So that's the overview. Nagios Core is running under the hood. The Core Config Manager is really a database that helps us manage the configuration files that Core uses to do its monitoring. And with that knowledge, the upcoming videos that you're going to see are going to make a lot more sense. Here they come.